It was arguably the best day of my life. And that's saying something because in my life there hasn't been a ton of good days. Besides living in this farm, it's basically been the same. Every night as the sun goes down, I sit up on my window perch and watch it. And then I cozy up in a nearby haystack until the morning. But this night, particularly, as I was going to cozy up in a haystack, I found a particular urge to just run away. To just run away from all my problems. And, I knew my way back. Eventually, I came across a river. I went a little too close to check it out, and I fell right in. I spent much time looking, but I couldn't find a way out. But little did I know the love of my life would soon rescue me. Now, this beautiful cat wasn't just any beautiful cat. She was the most beautiful cat I have ever seen. She was a member of Wind Clan.
And was also kind of adventurous.
She was like an angel sent from heaven. Much beauty, and she was so perfect. And I thought that, that I would be a good match for her, but she was just too good. I mean, she probably had a huge destiny with her clan, so I knew that I was kind of in a bad place. This adventurous cat wandered her way down to the creek. For a nice morning, I don't really know what she was doing, but then she spotted me. From that moment on, nothing would ever be the same. And there I was, swimming along, absolutely clueless. I had the feeling that someone was watching me, but I wasn't sure. Now, looking back on my life, my mother got pregnant with me. I assume I was a mistake, and dropped me at the farm cats for them to take care of me. I couldn't make out a shape of her. I didn't even know it was a her at the moment. I just knew there was a cat in the distance looking at me. She began to approach me. And then she did the unthinkable. She ran right off the cliff to find me. Now, from my perspective, she looked somewhat potentially dangerous, like a cat coming to kill me. But I never really thought a cat could be nice since, I just was kind of raised by the other cats at the farm. So I unhinged my claws expecting the worst. And then I got my first real glimpse of her. And from that moment on, I knew I wasn't in danger.
I stood there on the side of that mountain, waiting for her to do something. But then she just came near me as if saying, "Follow me," and jumped right out.
I figured I'd let her go. She probably had a family anyway, but I followed her against my better judgment. I mean, it's not every day that you get to see a cat that pretty. I swam in awe, watching her every move, and she began to look over at me too. She turned around, and showing interest, I began spinning around, trying to say, "Wherever you go, I go." Eventually, she was taking forever. She seemed a bit lost, but she was coming my way, and I knew I couldn't let her come and see me. I'd been treated poorly by other cats. I didn't know if I could trust another cat other than the farm cats, and she probably had the best life imaginable, and a whole family of her own, so I ran off in a hurry to try to make sure she had the best life imaginable. And she probably wouldn't have a suitable cat as a farm cat. I ran down a nearby hole, and to my shock, it landed right in the river again. I had no clue. I thought I was heading down a safe hole. And also to my shock, a few moments later, came down the most beautiful cat ever. as if saying, "You can't escape me." She just sat there and watched me, and, well, I had to get out because she wasn't gonna let me go. And I didn't want her to anyway. We sat there looking at each other, and, well, at that moment I realized she wouldn't just cheat on a cat like me, or any cat for that matter, so I was safe. She headed back to her den, but she waited for me to follow her. She wasn't gonna let me go alone. So I said my goodbyes to the river and, well, we headed off together. She was a bit slow to come out from there. I assumed it was because of her eager to get home, but I really had no way of knowing. But we made it out together, and I was the happiest I had ever been, because I was with the cat of my dreams, and it seemed that she was interested in me too. I followed her as she took the lead, and she led me right back to her den, but I was afraid to go there. And I knew certain other cats wouldn't be happy to see me, but, well, she hoped that I could blend in, and, I just really wanted to be with a cat as nice as her, but I tried my best to run away.
For her to be happiest, and I didn't want to get hurt by those other cats. She wasn't going to let me go alone back to my home, and I didn't want to go either. It would be the same old boring stuff, so I let her do whatever she wanted. We could go wherever she wanted to. And it seemed like that would be in the den.
We looked all around for a spare den, which we landed right on, which was kind of pointless to look around for ages, but you know. And eventually we made a full circle and found a spare den. And she was the prettiest cat I had ever met, and little did I know this would potentially be the last time I ever saw her. Her father was the alpha of the pack, and he didn't like that his daughter had a friend over from a different world. He told me to go back to the farm and never come back, but he proceeded to murder me. Well, he attempted to. He scratched my ears, scratched my nose, and left scars all over my body. They are permanent scars, so there's no getting rid of them. But little did I know, my daughter was just as determined as I was. She came to visit me. She wanted to know who her father was. And this was as she was a full-grown adult, and was just as adventurous as her mother, which was painful for her. Her mother at least gave her where I lived, and she paid me a visit. But she was also very beautiful. I could see me and her mother in her. It was so pretty to see her. But unfortunately, she lived an unhappy life till this point, because she had to hide who she truly was and who her true father was. Otherwise, she might as well be killed. Uh, who, who are you? And what are you doing here?
I'm your daughter, and yeah.
My daughter. Oh, I didn't know I had a daughter. That's a shocker.
I've spent all my life looking for you.